Hey, you guys, welcome to the Arbor DG Sports Channel with your boy, Arbor DG. We are in the building. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. Please, and if you like this video also, please don't forget to hit the notification button. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, you guys, if you're getting a notification, please make sure you watch the video, you hit the like button, and you share it. YouTube is playing games with my algorithm. I don't know what they're doing. It's a politic game. That's all I can say. I don't want to get too deep into it. I just need you guys. The more you guys view it, the more you like it, the more you share it, it becomes stronger in the algorithm. So I need you guys to participate in that. And if you want me to continue on making this content for you guys, because if you guys are not tuning in, I'm making this content for nothing. I love doing this. It's not about the money and nothing like that, but I do want to get my videos out there. In order to do that, I need you guys. I told you, without you guys, I'm nothing. I'm just a guy making videos and it's just going on YouTube without nobody seeing it. So you guys got to make this happen for me. I do appreciate that. With that being said, thank you. With that being said, let's rock and roll. Commanders and the Dolphins. Hey, the Commanders and the Dolphins, man, that was a dreadful game to watch. You know, it was hard on the eyes. But I do appreciate Jaden Daniels. I do appreciate him. I do appreciate Jamin Davis. You know, I appreciate those guys. I need to put an APB out on Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson, I feel sorry for this young man. You know, Dan Quinn already said that, you know, that this young man is, you know, he's being looked at and being looked at hard. You know what I'm saying? We don't really have a number 2 wide receiver. I guess we're going to do it by committee after Terry McLaurin. Everybody else is by committee. I do appreciate Dyami Brown. Dyami Brown, however, is making a strong case for himself as being the number 2 guy. He's trying to grab a strong hold. Who would ever thought that we'll even be entertaining the name Dyami Brown as the number 2 wide receiver? How did we come here? Jahan Dotson, I'll tell you that's how. Because last year, you know, people want to say EB. I think it was a combination of everything. EB, Jahan Dotson now got a lot of tape out there, and he's not physical enough at the line of scrimmage. You know, he's not a great blocker. It's a whole lot of things we could point at. But Jahan Dotson, however, under a new regime in which he said out of his mouth that it felt like I've been traded to another team. It's a fresh start. The offense is really great for me. You know, Jaden Daniels is the guy that I wanted. These are all the things that he said out of his mouth. All positive things, and he's not producing out there on the field. Terry McLaurin is producing out there on the field as expected. He's the number 1 wide receiver. Jahan Dotson is not. Instead, Dyami Brown is. Dyami Brown, to me, based on his performance, should be the number 2 wide receiver. Jahan Dotson, I am totally sorry, man. I think you're more suited as a slot. I'm not saying you should be a 4th wide receiver, but I'm saying you're more suited in the slot. You can play a little bit of Z, you know, but that's it. I think Dyami Brown got a strong hold on that position. I think his body type is more suited for number 2 wide receiver. You know, I think you're more suited for a slot because you're shifty. You're not built on that outside. That's just not your game, and I think they're starting to figure that out. It took them long enough. I said last year you should have been in the slot. But it took them long enough, which means they caught it. Rivera steady tried to make you a number 2 wide receiver based on what you showed year 1, and that's understandable. That's understandable why he would do that. But you got to identify a number 2 guy from a slot. I think Ron Rivera stayed with you too long in that number 2 position. I think he should have been shifted you over in the slot after he realized that you were struggling to release off the line of scrimmage and you were struggling in the running game. He should have identified that. The offensive coordinator, EB, should have identified that. But instead, those particular guys are stubborn. They try to force you to be in a system instead of adapting to the player skill set. I think Jamin Davis, moving on to Jamin Davis, Jamin Davis, I think, found a home. I think he found a place of what his niche is in the NFL, and that's playing in the dirt. He's at a position where he don't have to use too much of his thinking abilities, where he can just use his physical, athletic abilities. And I think that's what Ron Rivera, and then once again, and I hate to keep reflecting back on Ron Rivera, but this is a Ron Rivera pick player, so I got to hop on that. I got to go in depth in that, because Jamin Davis clearly is more suited to play on the line of scrimmage than he is linebacker. He doesn't have to use his mind at all. He can just go out there, play fast, play free. And that's what you want out of Jamin Davis. You don't want him having to use his mind. And nothing against, not calling him a dumb person at all. I'm just saying, when it comes to football, just like RG3 was a smart human being, very smart, intelligent guy. But sometimes that only equates to football IQ. You could be an academic scholar, but you could be dumb as rocks when it comes to football IQ. Those guys wasn't the best when it comes to football IQ, like a Jamin Davis or Robert Griffin III, or LeVar Arrington. LeVar Arrington's an intelligent guy, but he couldn't, like Warren Sapp said, can't get right on the field. He couldn't get right on the field. That's why I used to call him can't get right, because he couldn't get right on the field. But that don't mean he's a dumb person. As far as Jamin Davis, I like him more better. He's more suited as a D lineman, an edge rusher. That's where his strong. You see it, strip sack fumble. He make plays when he doesn't have to think. When he's able to be instinctive and play fast, he's more of a player that can give you a whole lot out of him. You can get more out of Jamin Davis when he's just instinctual. And some players just like that. Lawrence Taylor was like that. He wasn't playing in the covering tight ends and stuff all the time. 90% of Lawrence Taylor's work as a linebacker was rushing the passer, eating up the edge, and getting a whole lot of tackles for loss, TFLs. That was and sacks. That was Lawrence Taylor's strong suit, getting in that backfield. You had guys like Peppers and all those guys. Banks, they was the cover guy. But when it came to getting out the quarterback, Lawrence Taylor was your man. That was your man. Wilbur Marshall the same way. Wilbur Marshall was a guy that was just going to eat up everything in the backfield. It wasn't necessarily about sacks with him. He was a guy, he was just going to disrupt everything. He was a very disruptive player because he could play free. Alvin Walton was a disruptive player because he could play free. The list goes on. The list goes on, man. Some players are just like that, man. But anyway, I like Jamin Davis, and I think he should be a rotational player on that edge, because we're going to need him. We're going to need a pass rush. We're definitely going to need a pass rush, man. Because in the 2 preseason games that I've seen, the pass rush is inconsistent. If any at all. They get it in spurts. But I need it to be at least every other series. I need a strong pass rush. You're not going to get it on every series, but I need every other series that the team has the ball. I need a super strong pass rush, man. I need that for that quarterback to be alarmed of what's coming on his left and his right. I need that from our defensive line. And rotating players in and out, I think will help that. The kicker has to go. We need to find a kicker. Stick with a kicker. And that's it. It's no more carousel. I know Dan Quinn tried to settle on this guy right here, but this guy clearly showed you in the last game that he wasn't capable. The other kicker that made the field goal kick in the last game, why not him? Why keep this guy? This guy, to me, is not it. So let's move on from this guy. Let's get whoever we need to get in here, stick with him, settle on him, stick with him, and that's that. We don't have time for the carousel, because I remember as a kid, I watched Mark Mosley single-handedly won us the game. I watched Chip Low Miller, single-handedly won us the Dallas game on our Super Bowl run, 91-92 season. When Chip Low Miller, the second game of the year, single-handedly beat the Cowboys by himself. That's how important field goal kicks are. Remember Norwood for Buffalo. when they played the Giants in the Super Bowl, how he shanked the field goal, and the Giants kicker made their field goal. Remember that? That's how important. Buffalo was 0-4 in the Super Bowl, and that was the closest game that they played in the Super Bowl, and they lost to the Giants over a missed field goal by, I want to say his name was Scott Norwood, whatever the case may be, number 11, kicking the field goal for Buffalo. He missed it to the left a little bit, just by a little bit. And Jim Kelly never got a Super Bowl. Bruce Smith never got a Super Bowl. Darryl Talley never got a Super Bowl. Mark Kelso never got a Super Bowl. Thurman Thomas never got a Super Bowl. All because of that guy missed field goal. The other 3 Super Bowl games they played in after that was all blowouts. The importance of a field goal, man. I'm telling you, I cannot stress it enough. We need field goals, man. We could have had the lead. Actually, the game would have been won had we made both of those field goals. Had we made both of those field goals, the game would have been won, man. Period, point blank. Then the guy, Tinsley, at the goal line, let the ball go through his hands. Even though it was thrown slightly behind him, you got to catch the ball, brother. You got to catch the ball if you want to make the team. If you was on the bubble before that game, if you would have caught that ball in a clutch moment like that, you would have extended yourself for another week. It was already tough to make the team, but at least you could have made the practice squad, or at least you could have made special teams, anything. You would have showed your value as a clutch player. But instead, you let the ball go right in between your hands. Can't have that, man. My boy Wiley, Riley or Wiley, whatever his name is, the running back, man. That's my guy, man. That's my guy, man. This guy, I was on him when we first drafted him. He was an undrafted rookie free agent. I made my video about the draft picks, he was the guy I was really harping on. This guy is really good. He's a change of pace running back. That's something that we need, because Eckler and Robinson are two of the same. Even though just one is taller, one is shorter. That's it. Those guys can do the same thing. But this guy right here can give you burst. He giving you another element. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, Eckler and Robinson, they're the same, but they're not exactly, but they're the same. They can do similar things with each other, that each other can do. Like Eckler can run tough yardage. Robinson can run tough yardage. Both of them can catch out the backfield. But what both of them are lacking is that quick burst. And Riley has that. He has that. And that's why I say he's a change of pace back that we need. He can do everything that they can do, but only difference is he got a quicker burst. He got a quicker burst, and that's something that we could utilize. We could utilize it on special teams as kickoff return, because you want to have a running back doing that type of stuff. You don't want a wide receiver back there. Running back is more suitable for that. You could put him back there. You could put him on punt coverage. You can spell Eckler and Robinson time to time. All Riley needs is probably about 5 touches a game. Whether that's 2 receiving, 3 rushing, 2 rushing, 3 receiving. However you want to do it. As long as he's touching the game like 5 times a game on offense and letting him return kickoffs back. He's an asset. You got to keep him. Jaden Daniels, man, he's on another playing field. Let's talk about Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is on another playing field, man. He's on another playing field. This guy right here he's not just good, man. I know he's a rookie, but he doesn't look like a rookie out there. And he's going to be scary good, man. This is our franchise quarterback. It's no longer, is this guy our franchise quarterback? This guy is our franchise quarterback, man. Believe me when I tell you this. This guy is our franchise quarterback. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes, just like any other quarterback. Veteran quarterbacks make mistakes throughout the year. There's no such thing as a perfect quarterback. Even in games that they won, sometimes veteran quarterbacks wasn't perfect. Some veteran quarterbacks threw 2 to 3 interceptions a game and still won the game because of their defense. So I don't want to hear this guy, he's going to make mistakes. Yeah, he's going to make mistakes, just like every quarterback in the NFL make mistakes. Is he going to go out there and just make the same Sam Howell mistakes? I don't think so. This guy is a student of the game. He pays attention to detail. He knows what's going on around him. He knows what's going on with what teams are trying to do, you know, because he's a rookie. He already know they're going to try to disguise their defense, confuse them, and all this stuff. They're going to try to blitz him, see if he can handle the blitz. They're going to try to do all the things. And this young man understands all that. So he's already mentally preparing himself from that. You think he's not going to view the footage? That blitz that he was talking about in his press conference? You think he's not going to look at that tape? Because he said they disguised it real well. You think this guy not going to go back and look at that to find out, to see what happened so he can prevent that from happening to him again? This guy's a student of the game. He's going to watch that footage. He's going to watch it. Not only is he going to watch it one time, he's going to watch it over and over again. He's going to look at the set they was in, how he was walking up. He's going to look at everything, how the body posture was leaning. Was he leaning? Or was he flat-footed like he was going to be in coverage? Or was he leaning like he was trying to blitz? He's going to be looking at the feet work. He's going to be looking at every telltale sign to see if another team is going to try to duplicate or imitate what the Miami Dolphins did to him. Because teams are going to watch his footage in preseason, and they're going to see what Miami Dolphins they're going to see what Miami did, and they're going to try to do the same thing. Best believe. Because that's all the footage that they have on him in the pros. And then they're going to go back and look at all the times when he had incomplete passes in college, times when he was sacked in college. They're going to utilize all of that. You think this young man is not going to correct all that, man? The coaches don't even need to tell him. Even though he's going to get coached up and he take a strong liking to coaching and stuff like that. The coaches doesn't even have to tell this young man. He's going to want to do that on his own. That's the type of competitor that he is. He doesn't want to fail. He's shooting for, his goal is to be the rookie of the year and have a better showing than CJ Stroud. So this guy's going to be on top of his game. Don't you guys worry. He's his own self-critic. We can say this and we can say that all he want about him. We can give him all the praise. But he knows where his flaws at. He knows where his weaknesses at. We don't have to tell him. The coaches don't even have to tell him. This young man understands where he needs to get better at. All he ever did was gotten better each year. When he first came to Arizona State, got better and better and better. I don't know how many times can guys like, I'm not going to call out any names, but, well, Louis Riddick. I'm going to call his name out. Guys like Louis Riddick and myself. I'm not going to bring in everybody else. We on his bandwagon, and rightfully so. We see it. I see that he's a better player than Caleb Williams. Sure, Caleb Williams had a spectacular play yesterday. Spectacular, not taking anything away from him. We already knew he was going to do that in the NFL. The same thing that he was doing in college, he's going to translate into the NFL. He's going to be a great player for years to come. But Jaden Daniels, the only reason why I say Jaden Daniels is better than him, for one, he played 5 years. He got a lot of experience, played in more games. So he's already ahead of Caleb Williams already on that far as that perspective. But also, this guy's just not a runner. He's a passer first. This guy's an ultra competitive. They got the same attributes, both of them. But what truly make Jaden Daniels more special is that he wants to carve you by passing the ball. He's not looking to escape and do all this Patrick Mahomes stuff. He want to be a pure pocket passer who happens to run the ball also. And the guy is smart, very intelligent, got a super high IQ when it comes to pocket presence and knowing where to go at with the football. Don't want to make the mistake. Don't want to put the team in harm's way. Caleb Williams is going to be one of them chance-taking type quarterbacks. He want to try to score on every drive that he get his hands on, and that's cool. That's how you want it. But he's going to try to make throws and fit that ball in because he's so cocky and arrogant with his arm strength. So he's going to try to place that ball where sometimes it wasn't open in college. The NFL is going to be a little bit different. As the season go on and they start the game plan for this young man, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. So he's going to take his lumps. But the year after that and the year after that, this guy going to be one of the top quarterbacks in this league. I promise you. Talking about Caleb Williams. And so is Jaden Daniels. They're going to be the same. Jaden Daniels is going to take his lumps and bumps also. But he's already ahead of Caleb Williams. He's also going to take his lumps and bumps. But I don't think it's going to be at the level of how Caleb Williams is. Jaden Daniels, I'm predicting a season from him, at least barring him not having no injuries. And I'm about to close this video. But barring Jaden Daniels not having no injuries, I can see Jaden Daniels throwing for 3,500 yards, 15 to 25 touchdown passes, 5 to 15 interceptions. Everything is on the high and low. 15 interceptions, that'd be a horrible season for us. If he threw 15 interceptions, that's like the top of the ceiling that I'm giving him. That'll be because a lot of injuries to our offensive line, our wide receivers, a whole lot of things went wrong. He's not understanding different coverages, stuff like that. But on the low end side of the interception ratio, which I say about 5, between 5 and let's say 8, somewhere around there, he's learning. And everything was working around him. He just made some bad choices. Maybe the wide receiver the ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe the wide receiver did what he did in practice. The tight end, that is. I'm talking about Cole Turner, when the ball went through his hands, ricocheted off his hands, and the defender caught it, and that was an interception that way, or the player slipping. But I think the other ones are going to be because the defense actually did a good damn job of confusing him. And he tried to put the ball and thought he saw something, and he didn't see it. But other than that, I got this guy throwing a lot of touchdown passes, between 15 to 25 his first year. Between 15 to 25 touchdown passes for your first year, it's not bad. 3,500 yards, it's not bad at all. That's a rookie of the year statistical benchmark that he can reach for. So kudos to Jaden Daniels. Looking forward to seeing him. He don't need to play game 3. We seen enough. Let's keep him in bubble wraps after this game right here until the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that being said, I probably missed some stuff, but I'll make another video once I go and watch the preseason game again and point out some other guys that I didn't pay attention to while I was watching the game. The guys that didn't stood out or I didn't call, and they were still making plays in the trenches. I want to look at that offensive line, that defensive line. But anyway, I thank you guys for watching. Please hit the notification button. Please make sure you watch the video when you get it in your notifications. I appreciate that. It helps the channel out. And that's it for RDs. That's all I got. Thank you guys. Peace.